different. I'm a lot more confident because I'm backing up what I'm saying with facts and figures.
Give some facts and figures.
Simon
I think
Gates.
It's a good shout out to Simon Gates.
Absolutely
Gatesy.
massive. Yeah, if you haven't engaged with Simon Gates, get on the phone to him. I mean,
he loves a stat.
He loves a
stat. Simon
Stato
Gates.
Gates.
He loves a stat.
So,
He is brilliant.
But when you hear like the average agent is only selling 50% of what they're taking onto the market,
Is that selling or exchanging?
selling. The exchanging is like
less.
in my area 46% is going to exchange, where mine's over 70%. And so we aren't just selling a higher percentage of what we take on the market. We're exchanging a higher percentage of what we take on the market. We are asking people to reduce prices a lot less. I mean, nearly 40%. Sorry, change their marketing strategy.
We don't reduce prices, we change the
First-
marketing strategy.
First round on Ross when we leave here
Exactly.
today. He's just sworn. We don't reduce prices, we
Sorry.
change the strategy.
So
Tom?
Exactly.
40% of the properties in my area change their strategy, reduce their price. Change their strategy, whereas ours is less than 25%. And we achieve 99% of the price that we're asking on average, whereas the average agent in my area is 96%. So, with Simon Gates' facts figures, we're 52% more likely to sell a property in our area. We find a buyer 13 days faster, and we achieve 2.25% more for houses. And the average agent is nearly 50% more likely to ask you to change your pricing strategy than we are. And so we're doing something right. And we've got lots of happy clients off the back of that.
Do you turn clients down now?
100%.
We're going to come on to that in a minute. But that's some great stats, guys. And if you're listening to this, you ought to reach out to Ross for his new coaching group that he's going to set up.
It's expensive.
But yeah.
It's a good investment.
But I just want to come to Andy on this as well, because from where you were 7 years ago to where you are today, you shared some statistics with me, and we are going to talk about stats just briefly, guys. So if you're listening to this is black and white, independently sourced data. This isn't the guys just making stuff up for this session today. So, Andy, just run through some of your statistics for your business.
Well, I suppose that the key...
and this is the sales part of the business.
The key standout really is the percentage of properties that we complete on. That's 80%.
So you complete on 80% of the houses or the properties that you put to market.
Yep.
And just so I know, because I can't remember everyone's stats inside out, what would the average estate agent in that area complete on?
It's a bit like what Ross just said, probably
About
between
45%.
45 to 50%. Yeah, so it's a 30%. We're 29-30% more likely to sell.
So you're giving vendors a very clear choice, aren't you? A very clear choice.
But on top of that, it's the value that we create. So our average is 6.77% more for our sellers,
That's amazing. That.
which is
So what are your fees?
1.5%.
You need to be going up.
Yeah, I know.
You're cheap.
You should be 3%. What do you reckon?
My stats are on my phone. My phone's turned off.
Oh, bugger.
But if you could look at the WhatsApp group,
Yeah,
Let
I'll
me
look
do
at
it.
for
Let me
you.
do it.
I
let me
did
do it.
actually
Let me
post
do it.
them.
Tommy, do yours.
But I mean, just to quantify that, I don't want to keep talking about that, but it's £30,000 more based on the average price. So when sellers are saying, well, I can't afford that amount, I can't afford to pay that, it's, well, do you want to take the gamble with 30 grand of your money? Do you want to be 30% more likely not to sell and, 200% more likely to have a sale fall through?
And the reason why we're sharing this, there's some gold in this. Mark, I'm going to just share the screen so you can share your stats after Tom. But Tom, do you want to just go through yours?
Well, to simplify it all, we in our patch find a buyer quicker, a month quicker than the average local estate agent. We complete the transaction 6 weeks quicker than the average local agent, and we achieve 2.25% more for the property than the average local agent. And that is why, because we adopt a slightly different approach to the traditional methods, but we do create options and we do create you getting more equity for your property.
Yeah.
And the key is actually selling quickly with a plan
And
of
you
action.
don't work with certain parts of the market. And I mean, Tom, in our group, we often hear Tom rejecting clients. Is
Yep.
that fair to say?
Yep.
And actually saying, no, we're not the right fit.
And types of property. Doesn't deal with flats.
You don't deal with flats.
No leasehold.
We don't have a rentals department. We don't deal with leasehold. And, you know, we've been going now for near on 8 years where we've built up a really good reputation of excellent service. So,
And results.
And it's not a small patch that you're in either. And you've got how many agents in your area? Over 100?
Probably 90 plus.
What we're saying, though, is we're not focused on volume.
No.
No.
Select is...
Well,
we're not focused on volume.
what you said. I know it was a little bit of a joke. You don't reduce prices, you change the strategy. Absolutely. It's about strategy, isn't it? From day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get the right strategy, choose the right one when you go to market as opposed to 6 weeks down the line.
Well, we know from facts that if you don't get your first impression right when you go to market, the chances of you selling are drastically decreased. You're gonna another agent will allow you to just languish and be stagnant, which is ruining your chance of getting the most amount of
We
equity.
talked about that earlier as well, weren't we? People just rush houses to market. Agents that are just rushing to get the house onto Rightmove because I need another one on my Rightmove pie chart figures. So not thinking actually, you know, those first lot of images are crap. That's crap. That's not going to look good. That's not going to land well. You get one chance to make a first impression.